We continue now at the top of Daf Hey Amud Beis in Maseches Nazir. This is Nazir Daf 5b. On the previous Amud, the Mishnah said that Stam Nazirus is Lamed Yom. If a person takes upon himself a Nazirus, doesn't specify the amount of time, we assume it to be 30 days. And so the Gemara said that according to Bar Pedah, the source for that is the fact that it says the variations of the word Nazir 29 times. And so the Gemara said, why does Rav Masna not agree with Bar Pedah? Why doesn't he learn it out from there? And the Gemara said in the previous Amud, because Rav Masna understood that certain times it says the word Nazir, it's used for a drasha, and he specified a couple of examples of drashas, and therefore you can't learn it out from those terms Nazir. And so the Gemara now says, Bar Pedah Amar Lach, that Bar Pedah, he'll respond to you, Lek achad min hon delav ledrasha. Isn't there at least one example of a variation of the word Nazir that's used in the pasuk that's not used for a drasha? Elamidahu leminyan, and from the fact that that example is going to be used in terms of the number, so we understand that Stam Nazirus is a certain number of days, so kulunami leminyana, so all the times where it uses variations of the word Nazir, according to Bar Pedah, that teaches us we use all of those to say the number of time or the duration of a Stam Nazirus, and that's how we understand that Stam Nazirus is Lamed Yom. Again, in Bar Pedah, it seems to be 29 days. And that's the Gemara's next question. Tanan, we learned in our Mishnah, Stam Nazirus Shloshim Yom. It says in our Mishnah that Stam Nazirus is 30 days. And so the Gemara says, Bishlamel Rav Masna, Nich, I understand according to Rav Masna. He says we learn it out from the word Yihya, that's also on the previous Amud. The Gematria of Yihya is 30, so we understand Stam Nazirus is Shloshim Yom. Ela levar Pedah kasha, but according to Bar Pedah, kasha, it's difficult because again he has 29. And Rashi over here says, Ela levar Pedah damer ikar nazirus lo have ele chaftes. He says it says 29 times variations of the word Nazir, so it's 29 days. So b'shloshim boile legalech. So the person should already be able to cut his hair on the 30th day, according to Bar Pedah. And the Gemara answers, Amar lach Bar Pedah. Bar Pedah will respond to you, Aidi diika yom tlasin de megaleach umevi karbonosov. Since on the 30th day, that's the day when he's cutting his hair, that's the day when he's bringing the karbonos. So mishamachi tana shloshim. So that's the reason why the Mishnah says Stam Nazirus is shloshim yom, because on the 30th day he cuts his hair, he brings his karbonos, so we're counting that day as well. And the Gemara continues, Tanan, we learned in a Mishnah later on, Misha Amar Hareini Nazir, let's say a person says, I am a Nazir, Megaleach Yom Shloshim Ve'echad, so he cuts his hair on the 31st day. And so the Gemara says, Bishlamel Rav Masna, Nich, I understand according to Rav Masna, the actual Nazirus is 30 days, that's why he cuts his hair on the 31st day. Ela levar Pedah kasha, but according to Bar Pedah, it's difficult, because according to Bar Pedah, again, the actual Nazirus is 29 days, he should be able to cut his hair already on day number 30. And the Gemara says, Amar lach Bar Pedah will respond to you, Ema Seifa, look at the end of that Mishnah, Im gilach liyom shloshim yotze. It says, let's say he did cut his hair on the 30th day, he's still yotze. And so from there you see on the contrary, you see like Bar Pedah says, that the Nazirus is 29 days. But the Gemara says, Ela Seifa Messiah. Rather, according to Bar Pedah, the end of the Mishnah actually does support him. In other words, it says that if the person shaves after 30 days, he is Yotze, because the Nazirus is really 29 days. And how do we explain the Reisha according to Bar Pedah? Reisha Naseka Omer Shleiman. In the Reisha of the Mishnah, it's as if he said 30 complete days, meaning to say that Lechatchila, when a person says that he's going to be a Nazir, we assume that the Stam Nazirus Lamed Yom is actually 30 complete days, and that's why he really should wait to the 31st day. And Rashi explains, Hachi Garcinon Ela Reisha Nasa Omer Shleimim Amar Lach Bar Pedah. The Reisha is talking as if he said 30 complete days. Bar Pedah will say, Reisha the Tani Shemegaleach L'Shloshim V'Yachad. The Reisha of that Mishnah which says that he cuts his hair on the 31st day, Nasa Omer Shloshim Yom Shleimim. We make it as if he said 30 complete days. U'Lechatchila Megaleach L'Yom Shloshim V'Yachad. That's why Lechatchila he should cut his hair on the 31st day. V'Kevan D'Lo Amar Behedya Shleimim. But since he didn't explicitly say 30 complete days, Im Gilach Liyom Shloshim Yotze, if he did cut his hair on the 30th day, he would still be Yotze. And the idea over here is that according to Bar Pedah, if somebody were to say explicitly that he's taking upon himself a Nazirus of 30 complete days, so in that case the person really should wait until the 31st day to cut his hair. And because of that, we say that in a situation where a person does not specify the exact term, still L'Chatchila, we should treat it as if he specified 30 complete days. L'Chatchila, he should wait to the 31st day, but if he cuts his hair on the 30th day, it's still going to be okay. But the Gemara continues, Rav Masna kasha seifa, but according to Rav Masna, the seifa of that Mishnah is difficult, because the seifa of that Mishnah says that b'di'evid, if he cut his hair on the 30th day, it's okay, but according to Rav Masna, the Nazirus actually is 30 days, and really he should only be able to cut his hair on the 31st day, and to that the Gemara says, Kasavar mixas hayom kekula. Rav Masna says that mixas hayom, if part of that 30th day goes by, it's kekulu, it's like the whole thing went by, and we say he has completed his Nazirus. And Rashi over here says, the Kasavar mixas hayom she'avar miyom shloshim kimi she'avar kulo dami. When part of the 30th day passes, it's as if the whole thing passed. V'hayd megaleach levasar achi nasa kimi shegileach liyom shloshim ve'echad. So if he then shaves after that point in time, it's already as if it's the 31st day. And Rashi over here continues, Vim Tomar. So now, if you're going to ask, levar pedah nami tzarech lahamtin ad yom shloshin ve'echad. Since according to Bar Pedah also, you're really supposed to wait until the 31st day. In other words, even though the Nazirus is really 29 days, but we say it's as if the person said 30 full days, and therefore you should lechatchila wait till the 31st day. So if that's true, ma'ika bein Rav Masna levar pedah. What difference really is there between Rav Masna and Bar Pedah? Both of them say lechatchila to wait till the 31st day, and both of them say that b'di'evid the 30th day is okay. And the Gemara answers, the difference is as follows. The levar pedah im nitzma biyom shloshim achar melos karina bey. According to Bar Pedah, who says that really the term is 29 days, so if a person would become tamei on the 30th day, that's really after everything is completed. V'shoveino soseres nidro. It doesn't undo the entire neder. Well, Rav Masna do amar ein ekar nazirus pachos mishloshim yom. But according to Rav Masna, who says that really you need 30 days for it to be nazirus, so toch melos karina bey. So if he's tamei, even on that 30th day, so that's going to be considered tamei within the term. But tzarech limnos pam shniya. Now he's going to have to count a new term of nazirus. And Rashi continues, Inami, or you can have another difference between Rav Masna and Bar Pedah. Hainu dika beinayu shemamar hareini nazir chaftes yomim. Let's say a person says explicitly, I am a nazir for 29 days. So megalech lechatchila liyom shloshim aliba de Bar Pedah. There, Bar Pedah would say even lechatchila, the person can cut his hair on day 30. Well, Rav Masna, but according to Rav Masna, holechu mashlim kol lamed. No, the person has to finish a full 30 days. She'ein shum naziros pachos milamed yom. Because according to Rav Masna, you can never have a naziros less than 30 days, and therefore he shouldn't cut his hair until day 31. And the Gemara continues, Tanan, we learned in the Mishnah later on, Hareini Nazir Shloshim Yom. Let's say a person says, I am a Nazir for 30 days. Im Gilach Yom Lamed Lo Yotze. If he shaves on the 30th day, he is not Yotzi. In this case, he's actually specifying the 30 days, and the Mishnah is saying he's not Yotzi if he shaves on the 30th day. He has to wait to the 31st day. Now, this is a question on Rav Masna, because Rav Masna says, Mixas Hayom Kekulo. Part of the day is like the whole day. So, for sure, b'di'evid at least, the person should be able to cut his hair on the 30th day. And to that, the Gemara answers, Ba'omer Shleim, and we'll just say that that Mishnah is talking about when the person clearly said 30 full days, 30 complete days. In that case, he has to cut his hair on day 31. And the Gemara continues, Tanan, we learned in the Mishnah later on, Misha Nazar Beis Nazirus. Let's say somebody takes upon himself 2 terms of Nazirus, so Megaleach Rishona Yom Lamed V'echad, so he shaves, completing the first one on day 31. V'ashniya Liyom Shishim V'echad, and then the completion of the second one, he shaves on day 61. And the Gemara says again, B'shalom al Rav Masna, Nich, I understand according to Rav Masna, so each term is 30 days, so then he has to cut his hair on the 31st day, so it makes sense that on day 31 and on day 61, that's when he cuts his hair, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Vav Amud Aleph.